Hi guys, Dorota International Nail Artist and Educator here, and I'm with Fiona today, which is actually awesome. You can see it. We are gonna have some challenge on the thumbnails, and I'm gonna show you how to extend them and how to do a really nice shape on them, even if they're a little bit more difficult and broken quite high up. So she also got very high hyponecumen here, which means we cannot really shorten those nails much, and that is gonna make it even more difficult to apply the nail form. I've got the cuticle beaten here, and we are gonna just file first of all from the one side, just to file on the cuticle, like remove anything which is on the nail plate, nice and gently, and then do it on the other side, just exactly the same. Put it back into the reverse, and then file it on the other side, nice and gentle. You can see how much cuticle is coming off from an actual nail plate. Perfect. Once this part is done, I can trim just the biggest bits. Like, I don't want to do it too much because we've got quite a lot of filing to be done as well. So I'm just removing the basic. Just the stuff which really sticks out. Because then later on we will exfoliate the nail folds as well. Perfect. Our next step is to grab the file and then shape the free edge nice and gentle, like as much as possible. But keep in mind we've got those high hyponecumen here. Then scratch the surface of the natural nail. Do not miss any places. And you can see it, we're missing so much of the nail on that side. I'm using 180 grit for a natural nail plate. Do the same in here. And you guys asked me about like those kind of a bit more challenging videos, so that was an awesome occasion to actually show you it. Again, we miss so much like of the sides. I'm just tidy up the free edge a little bit to don't hurt the client. Then remove the dust, and now it's a time for a form application. And basically, to be honest, after we place, this is a split nail, after we place the form, things are just the same. So I can see there is a split nail, and if I don't remove it, that's where my product might lift. So sometimes, yes, we have to file it even more. Get rid of that split nail, and this is pretty important, the split nail as well, like in the case of doing a gel polishes. Okay, dehydrate with the blue scrub, so nice and squeaky clean, like remove any oils, and then same in here. Now it's the time for a form application, and like, I mean, as you can see that in the past, sometimes we just put this on the back and we just slide the form in. This is not going to be a case because we are going to miss quite a lot, especially on that corner. So I'm just going to trim this form a little bit. And first of all, like, we need to cut out a space for those hyponecumen, which is really high up. And then possibly, I can also see it, this side is a bit longer, so when my form is in, I need to trim that side a little bit as well. And this part is the longest part, so I'm just going to try to see it if we can fit it in, and then we'll loosen it for a nicer shape. So the form, just make the client finger nice and relaxed, and you can see it, we have managed to cut the form into a shape of an actual nail. So these places are filled up. We've got a tiny wig up there, but it's so small that we should be able to touch it up with the gel, and it should, you can see it is really nice and tight. And here, and because of this hyponychium, like you can sometimes see it does we bend. Check it if it's nice and straight, and then if you're happy, we can do it the same on the other finger. So again, judge how the finger look. This one is actually better than the other one, but we still got those missing sides and here, and quite high hyponychium. So I'm just grabbing this form and doing the same. And place always lower, just so you don't have to cut through two pieces of the quite thick form, because it will be much more difficult. Okay, so we are just cutting out the space for hyponychium, and that probably should solve the problem. I can also loosen the form a little bit on the side. I should do it on the previous one as well, but it did close quite nice. Go from behind the client, like I always like to go that way, so the thumb can be nice and relaxed. Check it where it should be, and then slide it underneath. I need to be careful because I am really pushing against those hyponychium, and I've got those hyponychiums on my index fingers, and I know how painful they can be. So push it in, and you can see it. This isn't acceptable because we've got quite a big gap, and I'm not going to be able to fill it, so that means I have to reapply this form. Never try to leave the form which is wrong, like, because if you do it, like, things will go really wrong. Like, the way you apply the form, that's the shape you are gonna get on your nails. And honestly, it is actually faster, guys, to remove the form and start again rather than trying to use the form which wasn't right. And in that case, I'm just cutting out a bigger space, so it is gonna be easier to fit that in. And this way I can go slightly deeper to catch those missing places. So it is all about cutting the form, really. Just because I've got camera on my left hand side, I can't, oh, there we are, I can. Nice slide underneath. And now the form is more secure. Close it. And we can start sculpting. Okay, our next step is an extra nail prep, so apply it, a small amount of it, extra nail prep, wait for it to dry a couple seconds, and then we can use the universal air bond and the gel. And I'm gonna work with the perfect rolls, of course, just because we need to conceal the nail, but you can see the color of it, and it's a HEMA-free gel. Absolutely awesome for those clients which got sensitivity to the products. An universal air bond to give us a nice adhesion of the product to the nails. Wait for it to dry, and then let's start the first layer. So I'm picking up a small scoop on one side of my brush, and then we are gonna apply it and like remove the excess of this product. Work nice and thin around the cuticle area. Pick up another scoop, place it where you've got your free edge, like always on those joining place, and now we are gonna sculpt the nail shape. We are gonna go medium length. I mean, they are quite long for like most of the people. Okay, make sure you've got enough product on those missing sides. And then once you're happy, let's cure it. Perfect. Do the same on this hand. And this nail is also twisted like underneath as well. And it has those high hyponychium, so very difficult one to sculpt. pick up those larger scoop of the product. Do not press too strong on this side because I'm missing a lot on that side. And then cook this one as well. I take the other one. This one is ready for the apex application. So again, I do apply nice and thin layer of the product. That will give us enough product around the cuticle area. Make sure this place is all filled as well. And then pick up like as big scoop as your brush can hold. Wait for it to drop off from your brush a little bit and now build up the apex. Ideally, you want to use the gravity, perfect, to help you to pull this product down the way. Do not overplay with it. Okay, that's me happy, so let's cure it and do exactly the same on the other one. So again, nice and thin layer, make sure you reach every single place. Pick up as large scoop as your brush can hold. Release it from your brush, so like always wait a few seconds, like, and I do those kind of motion like in and out to get it off from my brush, and then start dragging it down. Almost like a reverse French. So my first layer is a layer which I want really thin, so I don't have lots of filing. And then when I'm building the apex, my product is much thicker and it's just nicely run to the places I need it. Cure? Okay, so when my client is curing, I'm just preparing my buffer as well, like remove the sharp corners from it. And then the right hand is ready for a filing. Pull the nail form down, and because it is quite deep, like watch it. So first of all squeeze it and then pull it down the way. Remove the inhibition layer and then let's reshape this nail. So you want to go in there nice and straight. We are doing a coffin shape, nice and straight, and you can see it, we have joined all those sides in. I like the client nails to be really nice and tapered. Shorten the free edge. And I like, when I'm filing, I like to do it a little bit on the one side, a little bit on the other side. And here is the thing, like quite often guys, you would round it off. Make sure you support your file and you're going really nice and straight. Really nice and straight. Now blend everything around the cuticle area. So sides and here and there. We don't want to know where the product is starting. Blend that other side. This one was missing really badly. Check how thick the nail is and if the sides are like side walls are dropping at the same height. Thin it out at the free edge. So I quite like to do this movement. and do the same on the other thumb. So pull the form down. You can also see it like underneath as well. The side view, the side view. Now let's shape it. Thank you. And we are just gonna do the same. So one side, other side. And you can see it, it doesn't take me long to file those sides because all the bulk of the product is in there. Now I need to get the client to be a bit nice and relaxed so we don't go wonky. Shorten those free edge, blend around the cuticle area, and in this time we also blending those places because basically her free edge was up to this point, so that was quite high up. You can actually even see it at this stage. We need to nicely blend that in. And believe guys or not, Fiona's thumbs are actually tame, like 10 times better than what they used to be. Because of getting the nail extensions for like such a long time, they have grew. The nail bed of an actual thumb nail has extend, which is fantastic because it is easier to do them now than it used to be. Even in this stage, like when they broken, like it is still much easier. Okay, thin out the free edge just so I know where I'm going. Through the entire length of the nail. And thumbs can be difficult, like depending how the client holds the hand, you can get a different shape. So I usually like make sure my client's hand is quite nice and relaxed, so I can really see what I'm doing. This side is dropping a little bit, but here is a very important thing. I need to show you that, guys. So when you're filing, don't go like this. You don't want to touch those places. You can see this place is empty, like I'm not touching this place. I'm only tapering the free edge to the point when I have no more gap. Perfect. Same in here, and don't go too deep in there. So leave this space alone. We want to just taper. Can you see it? We want to just taper the free edge without of touching these places here. Just so we can nicely blend them in. And that's already look better. The nail is nice and slim. Check their lengths and the thickness. I would say we are quite nice and equal. So next step is grab the buffer and we are just gonna smooth it out the entire surface. Blend everything around the cuticle area. So beautiful blend. Blend everything on the sides, and now you can also see it how the sides looks like. Blend everything in here, and again you can see it how this sides looks. So the natural nail. So the natural nail is here, and we have sculpted from there to there, like all this length. Smooth it out everywhere. And then do the same on the other one, and then we can paint a nice French. I'm actually glad we are doing French because French is such a classic look. That's like, first of all, the structure of it has to be really nice and beautiful, just so we can paint a nice French. Touch up this place because again our form was fit in up to this point. Blend it. perfect. Now we are gonna exfoliate the cuticle. So nice and gentle. And as I say, I like to do this bead just before painting the gel polish or a French as my last step, because I'm not exposing the client into, like, you know, when we exfoliate, we actually remove a little bit of the like tissue, so you don't want to, I mean, basically it is an exfoliation, and we don't want to expose the client to the inhibition layer. We don't want to expose the client even to the universal air bond, blue scrap, or any kind of product we are doing. So I do this step as the last one. Put it back into the reverse. And the way the nail is done, you cannot see it where I've got the product, so you don't have to worry about this growth. It's actually better to have less product in there, because believe me, like even after like 4 weeks, they still don't look too bad. And I always do it the same way for myself and for the clients, so we can have a really nice looking nails for a long time. Same, the structure is really important. Like, you want the nails to look pretty decent. I might actually show you, mine have been on for a month now at the time when we record, and I'm gonna quickly take off my glove and show you. So this is a month-old nail, and you can see I just did it the same way. My cuticles aren't pushed back, so when I push them back, you can see the size of the growth. And you can see it, everything is so nice and flush. We don't see this growth as much just because of the way we have done the structure. And even from the sides and everywhere, like, they still look okay. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm doing some things. Okay, let's trim any bits and pieces we need to trim. Okay, nice and gentle again. Blue scrap, and then we can paint the French. So clean everything, nice, good, squeaky clean. The liner brush, and we are gonna paint the French. So the back of the form, I actually never bin it. I keep it so we can use it for as our mixing palette. I think it is absolutely awesome way to do it. And I'm just picking up a scoop of the French, and then we are gonna paint the French manicure. So my brush was previously used in pink. When we clean it, most of it comes off, but the brush almost drinks it. So you want to also clean it in the next color you are gonna use. And I'm painting like the corners of the smile line. And you want them, guys, to be the same height. So nice and high, at the same height. Find the middle of the nail, because it is gonna be easier for you to paint it, and then do the French. Nice and deep. So I'm kind of joining in the corners. And then color it in. You can see at the end as well, because we have filed the free edge so nice and thin. The French look nice. Re-inspect it, and then if you're happy, cook it. And then do the same in here. So guys, you have said like quite often you're struggling to do the same French on all the nails. So like, yes, this is the most difficult part, and I'm kind of trying to have like almost a ruler in my eyes when doing so. So the corners, like I measure them at the same height, and then the middle, it is always there, and it's kind of almost like a natural, the shape of the French I want to do it, because I'm joining from one corner to another, and it's almost just like the way the brush runs through it. Too much product. Get a nice sweet point when you feel it, you've got steady. And don't talk when you do the French. Color it in. And when I'm doing like on lots of white, I would use angular brush. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, don't move. So my client wanted to help me and show me the other nail. Just to make sure they are the same. Okay, so the thickness is the same. I just need to tidy up the French. Don't lift it up. Oh, that's it. Thanks. So this is pretty awkward, and it's probably due to my position. I cannot handle that French. And if you get to that place, like, you can actually make a bigger mess. There we are. I have changed so slightly the way I am sitting, and I could pull that smile line. Cook it. Perfect. And then we are just gonna apply the top coat. So high shine oil, top gel. And now we've got a top coat which is encapsulating the entire nail. Check it how the lights reflects on it. Cap the free edge, and I've got a wee dent in here, so I'm just touching it up with the top coat. It did feel it nice change. Do the same on the other one. Now, can you see those two air bubbles? I've got like a tweezer. What I'm doing is I'm applying the top coat, or one is actually gone, and the other one I'm just gently pushing this top coat. That's a pitting from filing, so I must get the air bubble in my product, and then when I filed, the dust got stuck in there. So now I want to, like with the tweezer, I'm actually removing the dust. You could do it with the needle as well. I'm removing the dust, and we are actually putting the top coat in there to get rid of that dot. Give me the fan. Re-inspect it, and then once you're happy with it, give it a cook. Okay, I show you what we did. So at the end, I always take also a file and I just touch up the free edge. Look at the difference on it. Just a wee touch up, but it's still nice and clean. Check the sides, clean a client's hand. Don't lift it up. And this is what we did on the thumb. Do the same on the other hand. So touch it up at the free edge. Again, you can see it, because the way we have filed it is quite nice and even. Clean it. I usually get my clients to wash their hands like before I'm taking any pictures, but this is what we have done, and I'm gonna take a wee thumbnail picture of it so you got before and after. I hope guys you have really enjoyed this video. I can show you from all the angles as well. Sending you huge glittery hugs and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!